service?
Yes, I don't mean to bother you, sir, but I'm handicapped and I just want a little bit of brief information if that'd be possible. I live
Sure, go ahead.
I live right on the Pamlico Sound and River in Washington, North Carolina. I'm handicapped, and what do you expect for our area?
On Thursday, heavy rains, and if
Okay,
you live on the water, a rise of the sound side about 2 feet, no more than that.
okay, I looked at the weather forecast from you guys today and checked the winds, and some of the wind gusts look like at that time they could be in the 40s, possibly 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, but
Not,
it won't last long.
yeah, it's just wind gusts. The sustained wind should stay in the 30s, shouldn't they?
Say what again?
I said the sustained winds, they should stay in the 30s, shouldn't they?
Or less, yes.
Okay, but we do have a chance of those high 40, maybe 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Is that correct?
Gust, yeah. Correct.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Well, here we go, folks. You just heard me call my local National Weather Service down in Newport about my area. Looks like he confirmed we could get some 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Sustained wind should be in the 30s, maybe a little bit lower. Looking like mostly 30s though right now for my area. Now, this is the local radar showing what's going on down in Florida right now. And I hate to report this, but in Key West, 15 people had to be rescued. And at this time, they're still looking for 9 people. Now, it's looking like when it makes landfall, could be somewhere around Cedar Key. I'm not saying that's where it's going to be because you see how this storm has changed so many times. But as it's looking right now around 4 p.m. this afternoon, it should be up around Jacksonville, Florida, and getting right to move on. Now, it's looking like for you guys, read your warnings, keep up on this as it moves across Florida. One great threat I didn't ask the fellow about is tornadoes, but I'm telling everybody, wherever Elsa goes, there's a chance of tornadoes, and a lot of counties right now in Florida are under a tornado watch. Looking like the worst for where I live, and everybody around me, you know who you are, it should start probably picking up a little bit tomorrow, as it will during the daytime hours, but from 5 until 9, maybe 10 p.m., that's when the wind is going to start to pick up and the rain is going to start to pick up. And those highest gust winds up to 50 miles per hour are going to pick up. So far as Southport, south of me, your wind gusts should be in the upper 30s to 40 mile per hour range. Your sustained wind should be in the mid to upper 20s. But everybody, where this goes, it doesn't matter what state you're in, rain. If you're in the path of this, rain. And as you can see, the center is still off the coast of Florida this morning as it's moving along. You see the timestamp right down there. And of course, everybody, you think when the center don't go over you, you got it made, but it depends on how far you are from the center. Everybody to the north and the right of this system, that's who's going to get the worst backlash from this system. Here we go with the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. Elsa, 65 mile per hour winds, minimum central pressure 1004 millibars, located 28.5 north, 83.5 west, moving north at 14 miles per hour. Looking at the latest tracking map updated, we can see X marks the spot right where I showed you on the radars where it's at. Tropical storm warnings are up for the entire coastline of South Carolina down into Georgia where it meets Florida. You guys are under a tropical storm warning at this time. Now, for the entire coast of North Carolina, we are under a tropical storm watch at this time. I would not be surprised if these watches later on do not include Washington, D.C., New Jersey, and right on up into portions of Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. So be prepared in the upcoming days. Long Island, you're included in this. You're probably going to get some tropical storm watches and warnings coming up in the near future. Please click show more down below this video. I'm not going to read all of this, just a little of it. Everything you need to know will be posted there so far as what the public needs to know, as what might be coming their way, what they can expect, and what you may need to do. Now, if you go to my main YouTube page, homepage, click community, I've got a lot of stuff posted there also for you. Watches and warnings right now, the tropical storm and surge warnings have been discontinued south of the middle of Longboat Key. Now, there's still a storm surge, hurricane warning, and tropical storm warning in effect for a lot of Florida, as you can see right here. Also, we have it going on with the tropical storm warnings, as I showed you on the map, from the mouth of St. Mary's River, Georgia, to Little River Inlet, South Carolina. And this also tropical storm watches north of Little River Inlet, South Carolina, to Chincoteague, Virginia, and also for the Pamlico and Albemarle Sounds. All interest elsewhere in the Carolinas, the mid-Atlantic coast, southeastern New England, and the Canadian Maritimes should monitor the progress of Elsa. So please keep up on Elsa. She is not going to die down. She'll die down some, okay? But she's not going away. That's what I meant to say. And everybody's going to get some sort of impacts from this. Once again, for eastern North Carolina, tomorrow evening and part of tomorrow night, one of our biggest things is going to be tornadoes. Yes, rain, 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 rain for everybody, and some high gusty winds. Here are the key messages and what everybody can expect as Elsa moves across the western and northern Florida peninsula today. Heavy rainfall is going to continue. Of course, it could result in considerable flash urban and isolated moderate river flooding. Heavy rainfall across the southeast of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and southeastern Virginia may result in isolated flash and urban flooding, with considerable flash and urban flooding possible across coastal Georgia and the low country of South Carolina. This heavy rainfall across the northeast and New England Thursday and Friday could lead to isolated flash and urban flooding also. There is a danger of storm surge along portions of the west coast of Florida today, and storm surge warnings are in effect for that area. I don't think the storm surge will be that bad, but it could be very pesky and cause some damage, so you need to keep your eyes out and open for it. Now, hurricane conditions are possible during the next several hours along the portion of the west coast of Florida, where some hurricane warnings are still in effect. Tropical storm conditions are occurring across portions of the western Florida peninsula, and that's going to continue to spread northward along the west coast of the state within the warning area through today. I wouldn't worry so much about a hurricane itself. Hurricane conditions, those wind gusts could pick up to hurricane strength. That's what that means. Although the center of Elsa is expected to remain inland of the coastline from Georgia through the Carolinas during the next day or two, tropical storm conditions are expected along much of the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. Tropical storm conditions are also possible along the coast of the mid-Atlantic state by Thursday night or Friday. This includes North Carolina, so be aware and stay safe. We will go over the tracking maps right quick. Here is the National Hurricane Center's updated map. It is the same as my map right here. I can just give you a little bit more information. You can see right around in this area. This is where it's at right now. We'll move up to here. Tropical storm is what it is. It's not a hurricane. It's a tropical storm. Winds are back down to 65 miles per hour. However, they have that hurricane stuff put in there, folks, because your gusts can be 75 miles per hour. And it is moving north at 14 miles per hour. As we move up, we'll come up here. At this time, around 2 p.m. this afternoon, 60 mile per hour winds with 70 mile per hour wind gusts. It should be moving north-northeast around 15 miles per hour. Next stop, as we come up to Georgia, right in this area here. This should be around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning, coming up tomorrow morning. 45 mile per hour sustained winds, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. Moving across South Carolina with the same winds, folks. We'll get up to North Carolina right in here. Tropical storm, maximum winds 40 miles per hour, and just as the man told me from the National Weather Service in Newport Moorhead area, and what I had already found and confirmed with him, maximum winds 40 miles per hour with gusts of 50 miles per hour. But it's going to start picking up speed as it moves to the northeast at around 20 miles per hour. This should be tomorrow afternoon around 2 p.m., still remaining a tropical storm. Moving right on across now. It's got to update. Let it update, folks. We get up close to the D.C. area. Remember I told you, do not be surprised if D.C., Long Island, New Jersey, all of you guys start getting tropical storm watches posted, because more than likely that's what's going to happen. When we're up just east of D.C., 2 a.m., the 9th, 45 mile per hour winds. The gust should be 60 miles per hour, picking up more speed, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. And this is going to go all the way across your coastlines here. Then it's going to get back out in the water. And when it gets up around Massachusetts, Rhode Island, let's see what's happening. The winds have picked. Well, the winds now, as it's picking up speed, it's going 30 miles per hour. The wind should be 50. The gust should be 65. This is around 2 p.m. on the 9th. Everybody needs to pay attention. And as it moves on out to sea, at 2 a.m. on the 10th, 50 mile per hour wind, 65 mile per hour wind gust, and it's moving on out at 35 miles per hour. As it is going to begin to start to get closer to our Canadian friends. Folks, this is a preview. I think this is going to be a very, very active season. We might have a lull, but then look out. I don't even want to think about what's coming up. Maybe mid to end August, and for the month of September, right on through November. So, this is a warm-up. Everybody's got their kits together. You know what to do. Replenish them if you have to need them at this point with this tropical storm Elsa. If you don't, do not worry. You can always use the stuff, and you may have more opportunities to come to use them. So stay safe, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much and everything you do for me, folks. Thank you for your donations, watching my videos, sharing this information, and if you would share this, I would greatly appreciate it with your friends, your family, and on your social media, or through your email to help me keep people aware of just what's coming their way and to help keep people safe. If you haven't subscribed and you are into the weather, please click the J7409 emblem in the bottom right-hand corner. Click that bell and check off all to ensure you get all my latest videos. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Peace, love, and kindness to all. Thanks for watching.